All right, and a good Sunday to you. Welcome to another episode of JD's Deep Cut Sunday Tracks. Again, where we are going to unearth um, old songs, old albums, bring them back to life. Um, when once they were maybe a big hit, maybe not so of a big hit, maybe a B side from a band that might have not been too big. Maybe they were big, but the song again got lost with time. Okay. All right. Today we're going to talk about a special band. I think a little bit underrated, if you ask me. 70s band again, early 70s, but in their time they were a big name, okay, huge name I would think, I would say. um, and I believe this is my first live album I talk about. Okay, now remember we got bands that are great studio bands, great bands in the studio, and then we got bands that are not so great live. Okay, and you got vice versa. You got bands that are great live, but then their studio's okay. But of course, we always like songs when they're recorded, right, from the studio, of course. Then you hear it live, or then you hear the band live, and it's like, meh. It's like, meh, like that new term. It's like, well, it's all right. I would rather hear the studio version. Okay, but today we are talking about Grand Funk Railroad. Okay, Grand Funk R&R. This band was huge in the '70s. I mean, big. You know, if you named all the bands, Grand Funk was in there. Okay, they have a live album which was released in 1970. Grand Funk live album. Okay, you again, like I mentioned, you got good live albums. I can think of three great live albums that to me are like, every time you talk about live albums, I always mention these three. Okay, one of them, Thin Lizzy, Live and Dangerous. That album is like, I'd rather hear that album than the studio tracks. Okay, and then you got Deep Purple's Made in Japan. Okay, that album's another one. When I think of Deep Purple, want to listen to some Deep Purple tracks, I'll grab the Made in Japan. Great live album. Okay, and then you got Grand Funk Railroad's live album, which is titled Live Album. Okay, I think this album didn't get a lot of love. It's such a great album. You put it, two discs, you put it all, listen to it all. It's just three guys, okay, mind you, three guys. Okay, you got Mark Farner, you got Mel Schrader, and then Don Brewer. Okay, by the way, they're all still alive. One of them's not with them anymore. He left, came back, left again, but they're still alive. They're all still there. You don't get that often. Okay, but we're gonna talk about a song on that album. It's called Paranoid. Okay, not the Paranoid you think. When you hear that name, we always think of Black Sabbath, right? But came out during that time. But I think this song didn't get the recognition I think that it should have got. This album in general. Um, it's kind of odd because the album says it was recorded at Atlanta Pop International Pop Festival or something, and then I read later that it wasn't. That it was, some parts were recorded in Florida, Coliseum. But who knows? Who knows? You always get the media coming in and saying their spiel, right? But who cares? The album says live at Atlanta Pop International Pop Festival. We'll leave it like that. Um, it's such a great album because in between songs, Mark talks to the crowd, gets the crowd going. Sometimes he'll tell them, let's not be rude to other fans. You got people want to see, then you got people on their shoulders, and he's looking out for that fan behind them that is not able to see. So he interacts a lot with the crowd. Um, but Paranoid's a great song. 6 minute 20-second song, I believe. Um, you know, they were a three-piece band, but their rhythm section was just amazing. Don Brewer on drums, and he was co-singer too. I believe he's the one who's singing now on the tours they've done as of late. Since they shared vocals, you know, he kind of like Triumph, you know, but I think these were like 50-50, these guys. You know, Mark Farner and him were like 50-50. Triumph was maybe, I don't know, 75-25 or something. But check out Paranoid off the live album from Grand Funk Railroad released. This was released before Closer to Home. My favorite song from them is I'm Your Captain. It's on the Closer to Home album. So this was released before 1970. But that song just a shredder. It's just tearing it up. You know, got the drum solo, you got the guitar work, you got the vocals. I mean, just great. I've had this album for a few years, a long time. I believe I have about 8 of their albums. This is an original pressing, which I believe I got at a boutique shop, if you know what I mean. This album's great because it came with a poster, which is in great tip-top shape as well. Well, the record is, you know, it's a little bit beat. The cover, at least, the gatefold, but the record sounds great. But this poster came with the album inside. Okay, this is the poster of you know, live pics and stuff. But such a great poster. I might frame this one day. Okay, check it out. You got a little bit of a story there to tell. You know, pictures of when they got gold albums. I mean, Grand Funk was just big when they came out in the 70s. Okay, but Paranoid, check that song out. It's a great track. A 6-minute song, 6-minute 22nd, I believe. But yeah, when you think of live albums, you know, think of this one as one of the great albums up there with Made in Japan and Live and Dangerous from Thin Lizzy. It was kind of cool back then when a band released a live album. They would release singles too. Even though the song was live, it was a single. They would release it as a single. I think this song had two singles. Can't remember which ones exactly. Mistreated, I believe, was one. Can't remember the other one, but Paranoid. Check out Paranoid. You won't go wrong. Okay, I'll put the link on there so you can check it out. But yeah, 1970. Okay, Grand Funk Railroad live album, Atlanta International Pop Festival. Check it out. All right. As you can see, I got a little bit of a different layout here with the lighting, trying some different things here. Okay. Hope you're enjoying the videos, the episodes. Any questions, comments, please don't hesitate. All right, so I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one and enjoy the rest of your weekend.